Welcome back. We begin this segment by letting you have your say on the demolition of the old Royal Jail. Do you support the move by government, or do you think that they should have kept to their word to work with the St. Lucia National Trust to come up with a design that could help preserve the old jail as part of the new project?
Today we took to the streets of Castries to allow you, members of the public, to share your opinions on the demolition of the Royal Jail Prison.
That's a good thing, for breaking down that jail. It's a very good thing for the government to break down that jail. But if they do it at the back of whosoever back, it is wrong. They have to let the people know that they are doing that.
Well, it's a long history. I wasn't even born when that prison was there. And it's, I don't know, but sadly, it have to go like this way. Although they're looking for a place for the home of for the police officers. Well, I do have a problem with it, but I still feel that's the wrong place they choose to have it there. Because at least they could have left it there, and maybe if they wanted to do, they could have break down the other building closer to the road, the one in the front. It would have been a better place, or look for somewhere suitable for the police officers. When you tell me you start there now, when that will finish? Elections is next year. Will you complete that? Will you rush it? You can't rush it. You have to take your time and build it. When elections come, sometimes you're out of government, the other government have to follow suit. Sometimes they might not want to stop it, they might want to continue. But I'm not supporting.
I thought it was a total disregard for the culture of the country. There are a lot of things which have been here in terms of the buildings, in terms of all different stuff in the country that we're not paying attention to in terms of the history. So how can you expect our children to learn if you're breaking down everything and not passing on the knowledge? That's my thoughts.
That's the best thing Chasney ever do. That's the best project Mr. Alan Chasney, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, ever do in his life to break down that old prison, because that's an evil place. That's a place they're hanging, man. They're doing all kind of evil inside of there. There is no way there is natural. The last time I brought some police and a toy inside of there, they had to run because they said they saw evil.
Yo ka produit nous pas sans péché. Si nous te sans péché, nous devons péché, nous pas sans péché. So on garde qui ça calé après ça.
It's a very good thing there because there is a place that have all kind of old diseases. How many people just come in there and smoke drugs and pick fairs and so forth. So as they move there, it is a better example for the youth. No children will not go there and see all those drug addicts and all those drug selling and drug buying and feds picking for drugs in that old prison there. If they could have rebuilt there and put a business place there, it would have been better.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen, the snippets from the media, right? Yeah. I would say it seems very deceitful on the part of the government. Because agreement is agreement. If an agreement had been set, there should be adherence to that agreement. You understand? And when I heard how old the structure was, I'm not saying that we're supposed to always preserve bad memories, but it seemed to have been built by slave labor in a time of slavery. And it was further to that transformed to a prison. So it has a significance. I think it's something that should have remained. Like the trust said, they should what is the term used? At least preserve some of the structures and not demolish everything for the cause that they have in mind. You understand?
And that's what you had to say. We will continue to provide updates on this developing story as they become available. I'm Jacques Wooding for Hot 7 News.
Those were your views. The Director of Human Services has issued an update on the baby boy who was found on the 15th of May. It has been indicated that the child is in good health and that investigations continue to locate his parents.
On Friday, the 15th of May, a newborn baby was found in a grocery shopping bag near a communal dump in Wapatat. The baby was admitted to the Owen King EU Hospital for treatment and care. The Director of Human Services, Beverly Ann Poyot, has indicated that the baby is responding well and has been placed with a temporary family while investigations into the identity of his parents continue.
Baby has been discharged into the care of the Division of Human Services with all the requisite court documentation in place. He has been placed in respite care with a family who will provide him with love, care, and the attention necessary. Baby is healthy and thriving. He is feeding well and behaving in a manner which is in keeping with his age.
Further investigations into the photos that were circulated online purporting to be that of the child's mother are continuing. However, at this point, the Department of Human Services continues to appeal to members of the public to desist from sharing false and unverified information.
The division would therefore like to urge the public to desist from circulating inaccurate information, as these actions contribute to the negative impact of a person's mental health. Interviews and assessments have been conducted with her to determine whether she is the mother. Preliminary investigation indicates that she may not be the mother. However, more conclusive analysis is being done. The young lady, however, is being provided with psychosocial treatment, as the posting of her picture and the negative comments which have been made are causing some anxiety and potential trauma.
Gratitude has been expressed to individuals who have come forward and provided supplies for the baby, as well as to the men who found and cared for the infant until he was taken to the hospital. The Division of Human Services announced that all people who have expressed interest in providing a foster family or adopting the baby will be contacted soon with additional information on how they can become a qualified foster parent or adoptive parent.
In COVID-19 news further afield, Americans flock to beaches and lakes for Memorial Day weekend, often disregarding restrictions imposed to tackle the COVID-19 outbreak. In Florida, state police dispersed an unauthorized gathering of hundreds of people in Daytona Beach on Saturday. In Missouri, bars at the lake were packed with revelers who violated social distancing rules. U.S. Coronavirus Task Force Chief Dr. Deborah Birx said she was very concerned after seeing the scenes. We take in this report from CNN.
Scenes from the unofficial kickoff to the summer showing many Americans not practicing social distancing measures.
You wouldn't know a pandemic was going on by looking at the beach today.
Over the weekend, people crowded beaches and parks and even restaurants and bars.
Everybody's gonna get sick one day. I mean, everybody, it's life, man.
This pool party in the Ozarks showing revelers nearly arm to arm.
Let's just go ahead and shut down all eastbound.
Take a look at this police footage from Daytona Beach showing hundreds gathering in the streets.
Our residents are excited about having access to their beach, so we're gonna have to figure out how we can control these crowds, and largely how we can inform the visitors.
Ocean City, Maryland's boardwalk packed with people, many of them without face coverings. Dr. Deborah Birx urging Americans to stay vigilant with social distancing and wearing masks.
We have said to people is there's clear scientific evidence now by all the droplet experiments that happened and that others have done to show that a mask does prevent droplets from reaching others. We need to be wearing masks in public when we cannot social distance.
The question of wearing a mask has become political, from President Trump repeatedly refusing to wear one in public to protesters gathering outside state capitals, many without their faces covered, rallying to expedite the reopening process. Ohio's governor says this should not be a debate.
This is not about politics. We wear the mask, and it's been very clear what the studies have shown. You wear the mask not to protect yourself so much as to protect others.
In Missouri, 2 hairstylists potentially exposed 140 clients to the disease while working up to 8 days with symptoms.
I think we need to comprehend the consequences of this. If we're going to work sick and sharing this illness with others, that's not a good approach.
And in Arkansas, a high school swim party helped spread the coronavirus to several people.
They're young, they're swimming, they're just having activity, and positive cases resulted from that. And so it's just an encouragement for us to be disciplined in our activities.
With President Trump pushing for churches to welcome back congregants.
Church is essential.
This church in New Jersey defying the state's stay-at-home order restricting indoor gatherings to 10 people.
I would hope we'd get to houses of worship sooner than later, but we want to make sure we do it right, responsibly, and that we don't kill anybody by doing it too fast.
COVID-19 has impacted the mode of data collection in numerous ways for the Central Statistical Office. Despite the many challenges occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic, the office is firm in its commitment to fulfilling its mandate, and for that very reason has decided to suspend all face-to-face interviews and adopt telephone interviews for the conduct of surveys. Such a decision is in keeping with the respective protocols established for the COVID-19 pandemic. The second quarter of the labor force survey will be implemented via telephone interviews. This will allow for the continued production and compilation of critical labor market information, which is necessary for further monitoring of the socio-economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. May 22nd is observed as International Biodiversity Day. Sustainable Development and Environmental Officer Janelle Gabriel explained how much can be gained from nature, as the theme for this year's celebration is Our Solutions Are in Nature.
The International Day for Biodiversity, IBD for short, is held every year on 22nd May. Every year, people young and old from all around the world participate in celebrating this event to show their support for conserving the Earth's biodiversity. This year's theme, Our Solutions Are in Nature. Sustainable Development and Environment Officer Janelle Gabriel explained that the answers and solutions to many of the problems in society can be found in our very backyard.
We know that there is lots that we can get out of biodiversity. We can get food, water, clean air. We can store carbon and reduce global warming. We can have ideas for businesses, medicines, technologies that can be useful for waste management, and so on.
Gabriel explained that the department is endeavoring to raise awareness in students about the importance of a healthy society.
We are also presenting to schools virtually so that there is some teaching material for all grades available on our websites so that students can learn about biodiversity, learn about what they can do to conserve biodiversity so that generations to come can know about all of these plant and animal resources that are available to us.
The Department of Sustainable Development has put together a few challenges to engage members of the public while they are at home during the pandemic.
What is your solution? Since the theme is Our Solutions Are in Nature, so what are some of the solutions that you know about? Our second challenge is for you to show us your backyard, show us what you see, any plants or animals that are interesting to you, and use the hashtag St. Lucia Biodiversity 2020.
A special call is being made for the cognizance of celebration and preservation of the biodiversity in St. Lucia. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Ronzan.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.